Oh boy, what's up everybody? How are we doing? Welcome on in, because wins the race today by a long shot. He was here like an hour early, so that was perfect. But how we doing, because? Good to see you, buddy. Who else we have? We have Nolan here, loved the zoo tours. Thank you, buddy, I appreciate that. And Zekin is in as well. Perfect. Yeah, I was hoping I would get this going early enough. Go getting set up still. I was hoping I was getting this done early enough that we can get some of our awesome European viewers to kind of hang out with us. Oh my gosh, my screen door just blew open. Sorry, 1 second. I just heard it go. Let me close my screen door and then I'm gonna be right back. I just heard that thing whip open. It's so windy today. Okay. Now we're better. All right, so yeah, today, we're gonna go ahead and do what the title says. We're gonna do a tour of Thornton Hills Zoo here. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is my zoo that I have slowly but surely shipping on through there. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead, and there's been a lot of people requesting a tour. We have a lot of new viewers. Tours? I say a lot of new tours, a lot of new viewers. They rhyme, so a lot of new viewers in the last few weeks since I've started doing live streams. So yeah, no, that's a great idea. We should definitely do a little tour here of the zoo, doing the things exactly, because that is what we're gonna go ahead and do. So yeah, this is the first start here. This is the little sign that we made. This is the first thing I made in the actual release of Planet Zoo, and you can tell because look at that, the letters there, those are the in-game ones there. So yeah, this is like the very first thing I built in Planet Zoo after the beta. And this is based off the Cincinnati Zoo or Columbus Zoo sign, but anyways there. So but yeah, how we doing, Nolan? Good to see you. Dan Creates, other awesome Planet Zoo creator, in the chat. So those of you that are looking for some other awesome, but maybe not as well known, even though they should be creators, Dan Creates is one. Click on that guy's name right there. Give him a follow. I need to catch up with your you're doing some Planet Coaster stuff that I need to catch up with. Heather G is in. Hey Pedro, I just got a comment from Pedro last night that he was sad that he missed streams, and here he is right now. So but as we come up here, going down our main zoo road, we come up to our nice little parking lot here. And I won't really show too much off there because it's a parking lot, but haven't filled it up with cars yet. And I've had a few people ask, why aren't there any cars in here? Is there no one at the zoo? Well, technically, yeah, that's correct. There is actually no one in the zoo anymore. But I usually put in vehicles at the very end. It's a Planet Coaster thing because the vehicles in Planet Coaster that we actually got in game were terribly optimized, so they would like lag your game incredibly bad. So yeah, we never put in cars until the very end of the project, which I'll do the same thing here because we have awesome cars made by who is a hot dog that made custom cars, and I'll do that at the very end. In the middle here we have a nice little lake, little pond here. There it is. So and you're gonna need YouTube and your internet to cooperate better. People are having issues yesterday as well. I don't think it's on my end. I'm looking at my stream settings and it looks like I'm excellent condition, so yeah, hopefully it behaves better on your end. But as we come up here, we come to the awesome entrance building here, built by the one and only Carlos G72 there, and that's a name that you're going to hear many times. There's going to be about two or three, right? Different builders, including myself, that you're going to hear a lot from, because they came in and did a lot of really fun work for Thornton Hills Zoo there. So yeah, big shout out to Carlos G for this entire entrance plaza area, and also the interior as well, because I mean, it's Planet Zoo, not Planet Coaster, so we have to build interiors basically. like doing interiors in Planet Coaster was almost like unheard of basically. Planet Zoo flipped it on its head just because, again, zoos are way more consistent with having like indoor areas and stuff like that, right? So I was working on making my actual car in Team. Oh, really? You're the Little Red Rocket? Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, you gotta put it out in front of Penn Island. But as we come through here, and sorry if I'm going a little bit too quick through this, I just know when I was getting ready to do this, it's like, okay, this tour could be like 2 hours long. I'm gonna try everything I can to not do that, even though, I mean, it's kind of whatever. But so yeah, if I go quick, that's why, because there's a lot to get through. Even though the zoo is not done, it's like 85% done, there's still so much to look through. So are there a lot of implied exhibits like yesterday's zoo tour? There are, yeah. There's not as many. because a lot of those implied exhibits yesterday came from Mr. Wyatt Andrews and a lot of other people who are really into like they're really awesome zoo nerds, basically, who really know like a lot about the animals and stuff. I don't so much. I'm mainly just a builder, so I kind of gravitate towards using the animals that are already in our lineup that we can actually use. But you'll kind of see the transition from like my old building to the new, because yeah, there are some implied exhibits, especially in like the newer areas that we've done. So but yeah, as we come in here, what was I gonna say? I don't know, I lost it. But anyways, here's the here's the main entrance into the zoo here, and a lot of this was done by me and Wyatt. Yeah, Wyatt Andrews came in here. I don't know why I forgot that. But yeah, Wyatt Andrews came in here, and first I built like all this kind of modern redo for the zoo entrance here. I built the guest service building and the restaurant over here, the base of it, and I built these habitats over here as well. And I liked how it came out, but then Wyatt Andrews took the zoo for a little bit, and oops, there we go. And my sound on. And yeah, he just spruced it up amazingly. So oh yeah, I read that. Of course, in the CEO parking spot. Yeah, exactly. So let me unpause the game. The game's mainly going to be paused for most of it because yep, there we go. That's why it freezes like every single time now. Every like 10 seconds the game like just kind of freezes up. But yeah, but here we have our sable antelopes, and on the other side here, which we'll get to in just a second, we have some reindeer. But let's go back this way first, and yeah, go past our guest services, our concierge, which is, oh, I can't remember what it means. I always forget what it means in Latin, but it's like, I think it means like the start or the beginning in Latin. So yeah, I wanted to name it that just because it's the first restaurant you kind of see there. So it has a little bit of an interior. I need to kind of go back through and spruce it up, and I have to do that in a lot of areas. Just kind of do little spruce up things, but I do have like the basis for an interior down, and I think Wyatt started to do a few things as well, maybe not, but yeah, the basis for an interior is here. Just kind of need to go back through and do it up. But I did do the this upper deck roof here, which you get some really cool views as you're sitting up here, looking out over our like flamingos. Yeah, there you go, flamingos, the aquarium, and just kind of this little entrance plaza there. So yeah, so in future episodes, which that's why these tours are kind of nice for me too, to kind of remember like what I've put off doing. Basically, that's going to be an episode in itself, just kind of going back through and redoing some things there. So these little things here, had a lot of fun making these. These are actually on my workshop, on my page on Steam Workshop if you want to download these. Yeah, these are just nice little shaders. And again, I think I was looking on Pinterest one day and saw something very similar, and it kind of recreated it and stuck it in there. So yeah, those are on the workshop if you like to download those. And then as we come over here, we have kind of the big main attraction, the Sheets Aquarium. If you don't know Mike Sheets, you definitely should. Awesome zoo builder as well. But yeah, we have our awesome flamingos here that we saw before hanging out right off the aquarium that Mr. Wyatt Andrews has built there. So we will go on the interior of this in just a minute, but before that, we're gonna go ahead and turn around and look at our caribou. Did I say reindeer last time? They might be called reindeer in the game, but it's caribou. So here we have our awesome little caribou habitat that shares the wall there with the sable antelope. And this shade structure was either from Carlos or Wyatt or Eben or somebody that built in the zoo. Wait, Eben hasn't built in the zoo. Anyways, oh, hey, Primal, how's it going, buddy? But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and put that over top there. Kind of seemed like it fit in kind of nicely. So there you go. As we go around this way, let's go ahead and head into the Sheets Aquarium. But before we do, we got to turn the lights off. Go. And yeah, this is still just one of the most impressive builds I've seen in all of Planet Zoo. And it's like, I can actually say that because I didn't build it, so it's not like egotistical or anything. But yeah, no, Wyatt, like he went ridiculous level with the interior here. And you know, he mentions all the time he's really good about this. Most of the builders are. But he's really good about, you know, letting you know, like, that he didn't make a lot of this stuff, like these fish right here, he downloaded those, I think the turtle, and this is like Carlos G's and stuff like that. So I bring that up just because I see a lot of people like, oh, I could never build, you know, X, Y, and Z, and it's like, you don't have to, is the thing, right? You don't have to, just because a lot of these pieces are already available on the workshop, right? So always, if you're thinking of something like, man, I want to build an aquarium, but you know, I don't want to build a fish, look up fish and use them. That's why people upload stuff to the workshop, right? It's not to be, I see this a lot where people are like, oh, I don't know if I should use it, it's from the workshop. It's like, what are you talking about? It's from the workshop. That's what the workshop is literally there for. That's like the first caveman to invent the wheel, and then the second one comes along and is like, that's a nice wheel, I'm gonna make one myself. It's like, wait, why? He already did it. So that's kind of my my rationale behind it. So but yeah, no, just again, wow is correct, Heather. he definitely outdid himself, and hopefully we can add in some real aquatic animals here kind of soon, depending what kind of DLCs we get in the future there. So okay, let's go ahead and head out, because this is not the end of the aquarium build that he did. He actually, if we go out this way, come out into this little garden area, and I love this. I love his gardening is really on point, especially giving it the look of like a brand new gardening, you know what I mean? Like it looks like especially over here, how it's just like rows of, you know, items, and the dirt's kind of just a little bit torn up a little bit, but not, it's pretty fresh and stuff. So yeah, no, his gardening skills are amazing. And speaking of new animals hopefully coming to the game, over here in our there it is, I knew I had a cough coming. Over here, we have some sea lions there. I think that's sea lions or seals, or it's a pinniped. So yeah, we have this awesome pinniped little habitat right here. Love the fake, you know, the fake rock look back here. And that's just using plaster squares, kind of repeat. Actually, I'll show you, because I think it's really clever. But yeah, it's just using plaster pieces, basically recolored, and he put them in little squares and just kind of rotated them around. So yeah, no, it's, you know, again, it's not an overly complicated build or anything, but it's just the way that you kind of utilize the pieces that you have. You don't always have to have a thing that's a million pieces to make it look good, right? So, and then next up here we have this little viewing area, little education center. Love his use of art shapes up here and the ventilation systems and everything. Very zoo-like, right? Definitely feels very zoo-like. So yeah, there you go. And then you have this awesome little education part over here where the sea lions can come up and you kind of get a look at their backstage area. And then you have your right here is where the keepers would actually go down. I mean, look at this detail. He even has like the keepers, and I have to pause the game. He even has like, yeah, where the keepers would walk down and stuff. So yeah, amazing details. This just leads to backstage, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so cool. There is the Sheets Aquarium Complex. And for those of you wondering, we are going to look at the zoo from an overhead view as well. So if you're wanting to see like what it looks like from above, don't worry, we will definitely take a look at that. I'm trying to decide where to go next. We're going to go back through the Sheets Aquarium, and we're going to go over here. So as you go down this way across from our caribous, still part of the aquarium build, I kind of was signing off on it, but I did forget that there is a penguin habitat here. So yeah, we have those penguins. But yeah, so we have these penguins here. You know what? I just kind of noticed we can probably lower those just a smidge. There we go. There we go. That's way better. Okay. But yeah, we have this awesome little penguin habitat here, and I love how you can see them kind of popping out of the little holes. And I think this is supposed to be poop. So yeah, you know, and it was really well done. And I really hope, you know, again, speaking of hopefully future animals coming with that the penguin kind of release, hopefully we can get some penguins in here and actually hear some squawks going on and see them walking around and stuff, and actually get some real penguins going there. So yeah, there's the awesome penguin habitat there. As you come around this way, let's go back out to the main, excuse me, I'm stuffed up already, the main area here, the main walkway. So this is where we're going to start to get into very obviously areas that are not done yet. We're working east to west currently, but here's the world infamous bathroom that never seems to find a spot for more than at least a few episodes, so don't get attached to that restroom being there. This has been there since like the early days of the build, and it just keeps getting shoved around, moved around, so who knows where it'll end up. Over here we have the amazing, and I love that he built this, the amazing carousel cover, and this was built by Mr. Domez originally for the Brookfield Zoo recreation that I occasionally do. I admittedly have taken a break from it because I don't have any inspiration for it. But yeah, he built that for my Brookfield Zoo recreation, and yeah, just kind of plopped it down here because again, this is an American zoo, and yeah, American zoos always, I feel like, have at least some sort of carousel or at the center point or something like that. So yeah, big shout out to Mr. Domez for the carousel cover there. So as we go over here, we're going to go into the Northwoods Adventure, which this is some newer stuff. We're going to go look at the newest stuff first to get that knocked out, and then we'll kind of backtrack and look at some old school Thornton Hills Zoo there. So let's go on pause, see what that does. Nope, it's still stuttering. Kingpin Penguin. Yeah, the King Penguin. Pause the game, please. There we go. So yeah, Northwoods Adventure is a interactive, semi-educational, play area for kids and adults alike. The Northwoods Adventure covers this playground that we have in front of us, but also there's two other attractions that kind of encompass the Northwoods Adventure as well. But yeah, this first one here is a little playground. Took inspiration from some concept art from Pinterest. I don't know what it was exactly for, but yeah, that's what it was. You Zoo has wild horses and zebras on the carousel. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Brookfield Zoo has something similar like that too. Yeah, with the animal carousel. Nice. So yeah, here we have our little playground there. You go back in here, there's a little tunnel. I don't know, like I said, a lot of this stuff I got ideas from Pinterest, and you know, they're little unique things. So then as you come around this way, kind of have a leg up there. There we go. Then you're in the treetops there. There you go. Get some nice views around. Then this bridge here kind of gives the effect off, but it's supposed to be one of those, you know, wobbly bridges as you walk across it, like it kind of moves around. Yeah, that's a great explanation for that. So anyways, so there's the playground there for the Northwoods Adventure. This is probably the biggest playground in the zoo. There's one other one. Oh no, there's not. Oops, I destroyed that one to put in the South America section, didn't I? Well, we might need to build another playground because usually zoos have a few playgrounds going on. But as we come over here, we have, I guess this would be counted as a playground. Here's a splash pad themed to, as you can see, it has a lighthouse and just kind of a coastal kind of theme going with it there. So yeah, love how this thing turned out. And yeah, I guess you can count this kind of as another playground there. I'm definitely not going to unpause it over here because of all the all the water effects going, it would freak the game out right now immensely there. So but yeah, really loved how this came out. It's got a lot of character and charm to it, and you know, has a Thornton Hills favorite of Frank the Archer taking a load off, being a bum. He's supposed to be back here getting towels off the chairs and stuff like that to bring back, but he's over here just being a bum. Gosh, Frank, get off your butt and go to work, buddy. So, so as we come over here, we also have a little bit of some animals as well. We have some rotating aviaries here. So these would just be, like I said, rotating. So you'd have certain kind of birds here, whenever they were kind of available, kind of thing. So there is that. Yeah, Frank the Archer, exactly. Even as a kid, I didn't see the appeal to going on a playground at the zoo. It's like, I'm here to see animals, not do what I can around the block. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I know, I never felt like we had enough time to do any of that kind of stuff, like the dinosaur walks or the playgrounds, or even like little shows and stuff like that. We never had time because it was like the zoo, our local zoos are so big that we just never had time. We wanted to see all the animals. Yeah, then over here, I almost forgot about this, to be honest with you. We have our ropes course, and this was a ton of fun to set up, to be honest with you. It was a fun build. But yeah, I think we can walk up it. Yeah, oh, come on, let me walk up it. Come on. Okay, we might have to look at it from the air later on. Don't let me forget. I feel like I was able to... Come on! I think I can. I feel like I used to be able to walk up this thing. Nope. Okay, so we'll look at it later on from the above view, but yeah, no, I've never been on one of these courses before personally. I would love to go to one, and I don't know how realistic it is to have one in a zoo really, but again, it just kind of seemed like a cool idea. And this whole wooded area back here, it just fit in. It was so densely populated with you know, trees and forest and everything. It really kind of fit in to put something like that over here. So yeah, just nice little short ropes course. Goes over this way. It's really cool. I wanted to get some path interaction too, so as you're going here walking, you can kind of just walk right underneath of it to, you know, see people climbing up there and stuff like that. Then you finish it off with a nice, you hook yourself up and zip line right over to the little catch pad over here, and then you are all finished up there. So yeah, we'll look at that from the top down view, and this would be an upcharge attraction as well. So that's what these little booths over here are for. to kind of come over here, pay up, and get your equipment and everything there. So, hey, Joachim, is it Joachim? I might have mispronounced it. I apologize if so. But yeah, so there is, in total, that is the entire Northwoods Adventure kind of interactive, educational, semi play place for kids and adults really alike, right? So there you goes. And as we turn around here, this is one of my favorite builds that I did for this zoo here, for sure. This is the main education complex for the zoo. The idea for this is that Thornton Hills Zoo is very old. Basically, it's a very, very old zoo that has gone through plenty of transitions and evolutions over its existence. And my idea here is that these buildings today would be used for the general public to kind of for some educational kind of things, but in the past it would have been a college campus, or like a like an upper level veterinary school or something like that, or like where future zookeepers and veterinarians and anyone that's like going into the zoo business or zoology and stuff like that, they could come here, and yeah, this would just be a dedicated campus to kind of teach them. But as as the zoo kind of evolved and grew, the zoo didn't really have a need for it, or just for whatever reason it kind of fell out of needing these centers. So yeah, they kind of converted them into more so guest facilities, or maybe some staff buildings as well, just kind of overall. So there you go. But yeah, I really love the kind of brick feel here, and we started to dedicate there you go, Carlos G 72 Education Center, started to dedicate a few buildings to some of the awesome builders that have helped this long project here. So more Swedish. Joachim, not the Spanish version. We're the same when I work at San Diego. Oh yeah, I did kind of put a Spanish flair to it, didn't I? So there we go here. Little education area. Is it here where we get the really cool sunrise view? There's some places where the sunrise and sunset just look absolutely, yeah, it is here. It's like here, and then when I had fall trees over here, it looked really, really good. But yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and move on out, because the next area we're going to look at, which is going to be our Reptile House. And that was just another recent thing that we did. So we go off to the right of our education complex. We'll head into our Reptile House over here. So took a lot of inspiration from the Oregon Zoo, I believe it was. For their Reptile House, they had this little like little entrance garden or botanical garden beforehand. I really, really like that idea to kind of ease you into it, and it kind of hides the Reptile House back a little bit, so it's not just like right off the main path. And you see that almost all the time in zoos, but I just thought it was a really, really cool idea to kind of hide it, kind of tuck it back a little bit, so you kind of give that sense of exploring to find it, kind of thing. I love that sense when you go into zoos of like exploring and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, as we come in here, we have a lot of exhibits on hand. Speaking of implied exhibits, this is where a lot of the implied exhibits will be. There's a few actual ones in here, but for the most part, a lot of them are implied. So here's a few of our actual exhibit animals that we have. There we go. We have our iguana hanging out right there, and we might see a frog or two. This is why I don't like the small exhibit boxes, because they don't move around ever. But there's frogs in there somewhere, unless they died. No, they couldn't have. I don't have animal welfare on. Anyways, and then over here is the other actual animal in here, which is our Komodo Dragon. And I feel so bad for him IRL, because this guy cannot move. Unfortunately, he can only move in this itty-bitty spot for some reason. I am not gonna mess with it. I messed with it probably like an hour trying to figure out why he wasn't able to move around or anything. I just don't care that much. So I mean, that sounds so bad, but like I just really don't, because yeah, he's fine. You can see him in there. He moves around a little bit. I just can't spend 6 hours trying to figure out why doesn't he have any room. Sorry, I'm not typing much. I'm too busy laughing at my friends trying to play Dark Souls 3. Oh, right on. And then over here, these are a lot of our implied exhibits. So you'll notice that these are way smaller than the actual small exhibit over here, right? So yeah, I didn't want to just put in like 3 small exhibit boxes, or maybe, you know, 4, and that's it. I wanted to actually make this feel like a real reptile house, so you can't do that really with these small exhibit boxes unless you edit the heck out of them. So I just did a bunch of implied exhibits. So don't really know what's in here. If you go back to the episode for this build, which it wasn't that long ago, again, we're looking at all the new stuff, and then we'll go kind of work backwards. Someone commented below some really great reptile choices to kind of go in here, or you know, you can just kind of make them up yourself, because to me it's fine either way. Fake animal in there? Yup. Yeah, I don't know, the animals are nice, but I'm here to build. That sounds so bad in the zoo game, but I mean, hey, one sec, I got a text from my wife. Just 1 second. All right. So, and then behind us we have, again, I just saw this when I'm looking at random reptile houses, that this is like a little center where the little area where like a zookeeper could I think they can take the animal like out and kind of show like guests kind of up close and let them like touch it and stuff like that. That's why this little stair right here. So yeah, this a lot more implied exhibits, and yeah, a zookeeper would kind of come up here and give off a little exhibit or educational exhibit or something like that there. So there is that. We building it all today, or just touring? Cool either way. Yeah, we're just doing a tour probably today. Probably just doing the tour today, but we'll see how long it takes and how I'm feeling. To be honest, I've been a little burnt out lately. So I haven't really been doing much building in Planet Zoo, mainly doing like, we've been doing a lot of podcasts about speculating about the new DLC, doing a lot of tours and stuff like that, because yeah, I've burnt out a little bit, to be honest with y'all. So, but yeah, I'm glad y'all are still enjoying the tour videos and the speculation videos and stuff like that. I'll definitely get inspiration back. Don't think I'm going to go away for like 3 months again or anything. It's just a little burnt out on Planet Zoo at the moment. So, hey Emily, how's it going? Yeah, I wish that the small exhibits were the size of real zoo exhibits, not the giant glass box. I know, hopefully one day, right? Hey Shyla, how's it going? That's why I like Planko better. The rides catch on fire every time you move to a new part of the park. Oh, don't catch fire. I'll say they do. You might be doing something wrong, buddy. Let's go ahead and head into the second part of our desert house, our reptile house here, which is the Fragile Desert. Took that name right from the Brookfield Zoo. They have a fragile, or used to have a Fragile Desert exhibit there, but yeah, here's our interior here of our Fragile Desert. Love how this came out. I love the way that the lighting and coming through the glass looks in like atriums and aviaries and all that kind of fun stuff in this game. It looks beautiful, which kind of brings me back to Planet Coaster, having like never built interiors, maybe except for like an open air gift shop. Coming into this, it's just like such a transition to doing interiors between this and Planet Coaster. So we have a few real animals, I think. Is this a real animal? No, this is an implied animal as well. This is implied as well, but I can just feel and like smell in here. You know what I mean? Like if you've been to a zoo, to like a house, you know when you go in there and it just is humid and it smells like gross animals and sticky. I can just feel that in here with like the desert heat and stuff. So really like that I kind of could capture that there. And then here we have, I don't even know what animal this is. Oh, there it is right there. It's the Gila. It's right there. So we have our nice little Gila monster. Cool, you can actually see him out there. I'm fine. How are I'm doing good, Sheila. I appreciate that. Thanks for asking. We were when Mike tried playing franchise mode. Nothing else needs to be said. Yeah, well, that's why I will never play franchise mode. I can't do franchise mode. Here's another implied exhibit. I mean, most of these are implied exhibits for the most part, but you know, if we can get some more smaller animals that kind of fit the themes, I'll definitely come back and actually make them real habitats. Definitely don't have a problem with that. I'd much rather see an animal moving around than not one at all. And here we have the common death adder. Maybe we'll see it. There it is. Yep, there it is. Right there. Hi, buddy. You doing good? All right. So there he is. And then, yeah, that pretty much wraps up. And then this over here is one last implied exhibit there. So, yeah, like I said before with the other side of the reptile house, insert whatever desert animals you feel, or reptiles, feel good in here, and those are the animals that are in those exhibits. Sounds good to me. So but yeah, there is our again, I really like how this came out. This was an entire episode, so if you want to catch that episode, definitely look back. It's one of the more recent ones, but yeah, I had a lot of fun building on the reptile house there. So speaking of the reptile house, there is another habitat that is attached to it. Actually, I almost forgot about it. That's gonna be right over this way. Hey, Icy Blue, how's it going, buddy? I like that cactus. It's a nice cactus. Yeah. Just go around in the building. Speaking of awesome creators, we had Dan Creates earlier. Because I always never mention because is another awesome creator that makes YubTub videos once every few months. Just Goron just made a just released an awesome recreation video of his zoo yesterday, and I had fun watching that. He just hit that 400 subscriber mark. Milestone, baby. So over here we have a exhibit for turtles. We have some little turtles here and some fishies there. So yeah, I don't know what kind of turtles they are, but they're good boy turtles. That's the name of them, and good boy and good girl fish. So that's the name of them there. Shout out to ZZ for making these turtles, by the way. ZZ, if you don't know, just type in ZZ and hit enter and you'll get a look at their stuff on their workshop. Yeah, they're amazing at making implied animals to fill your implied exhibits with. So again, huge shout out to ZZ for making all these animals out of art shapes and gutters and all that kind of fun stuff there. Yeah, so there you go. And then on the back side again over here, we have one last little implied exhibit. There's a lot more implied exhibits than I thought there were in this zoo. We have our, oh, what was this? What was it gonna be? Beaver? I think it was gonna be a beaver. Let's say that. That sounds good. So this is gonna be a beaver habitat, or some other small rodent. Maybe a skunk or like a porcupine. Porcupine. It's a porcupine habitat. That's what it is. All right. All right. I'm glad I remembered what that was. So yeah, but again, if we ever get like an actual porcupine or something else that would fit in here, I'm totally gonna put it in there. So and shout out to S. Dan Wolf, because I ripped off his habitat design. He did this for his meerkats, this exact design, and I built this when him and I were on I was building in Thornton Hills Zoo, and he was on with me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna recreate your meerkat exhibit but put porcupine in it. So boom. And then and then as we turn around, this is going to be the entrance to our South American area, and this would be one of the more up-to-date and newer additions to the zoo, like IRL kind of thing. It would have probably been built within like the last like 5 to 10 years, which for zoos is pretty normal, or pretty new. So new video coming up very soon. Tour of the real life zoo. The render just crashed, or I would have uploaded it tonight. Oof, heard you on the render crashing. That happens sometimes. Hey Creative, how you doing, buddy? Another awesome creator. Creative Games. Creative Games makes, like, Creative Games hasn't even gotten to their zoo yet. They're just making a city, and it's like so good. There were some screenshots Creative Games shared in our Discord like last week or something of a restaurant and like a lobby and stuff like that, I believe it was, and it was just like, whoa. Yeah, so Creative Games uploads a lot of stuff on YouTube there for Planet Zoo, and I don't think any more Planet Coaster, but yeah, definitely check them out as well. What do you call porcupine a small rodent? I mean, if I can like run it over with my car, it's pretty small. You know, if I were to hit the animal and not dent my car at all, that's why I consider it small. Pointy butt animal? I know, and you know, I used to like give into the thing that I thought that those things could shoot their quills. I didn't learn that they couldn't until like probably 5 or 6 years ago. Not even kidding. So I felt pretty ignorant when I learned that that was not the case. So yeah, as we come into our South American area, we have a few more implied exhibits. Man, actually, there's a lot of implied exhibits. I just don't know any of the animals that are actually in them, except for this one. We have our ants. These are going to be leafcutter ants here. I think those are the ones that are in South America, or maybe it's fire ants mainly. Let's see. And then down below here we have grass, and here we have a thing, chinchilla. It would have been a chinchilla right here. Right here is nothing. This is someone's really good idea when we were doing the live stream of building this. Someone was like, you know, you always see those "I'm not home right now" signs and stuff. And then here we have plants. So there you go. I mean, there's like they're there. Oh, they're like the second largest rodent. Oh, are they really? But still a rodent, right? Hey, Domed. domies? How you doing there, domies? How you doing there, domies? How you doing there, domies? That's gonna be your theme song from now on. Don't let me forget it. So then as we go over here, you kind of get into the main area of the South American area here. So yeah, we have our nice little restaurant thing up there. I don't remember what it was. And then over here, oh, I forgot these animals over here. Over here we have the, what do we have? The tapir and, let's unpause it real quick so we can see them moving. We have the tapir and what shares with them, and the anteater. That's right, the tapir and anteater. So here's their little shared exhibit over here. I love the anteater. It looks so majestic. But yeah, they seem to enjoy themselves, so that's pretty cool that they get along and stuff like that. I love the views that you get over here of the whole area. I shared a screenshot of this on Reddit, and it actually surprisingly kind of got a lot more upvotes than I kind of thought it was going to. But yeah, I love the views you get right here of the entire thing there. So yeah, there's our, oh, I almost said implied exhibit, but no, that's like one of the first exhibits we've seen with animals in a long time there. So leafcutter ants don't live underground. Well, there you go. So not leafcutter ants. Insert South America ant that would make sense there. What's up with all the streams lately? Not complaining, I like it. I don't know, man. I've just been bored at home. that's about it. I've just been kind of bored at home, and I've just been feeling like I've just been enjoying streaming more. And like from a behind the scenes YouTube analytics standpoint, y'all are obviously enjoying me streaming more than my edited content. So for me, it's kind of like, why would I spend like, you know, a night recording an episode, editing it, getting it ready to upload and all that, when I get more views on a live stream and more interaction on a live stream than I would for a full-on edited video. So that's, you know, that's kind of where my head is at. But I've been, yeah, no, exactly, Domas. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. Reminds me of the old days of Twitch and stuff like that. So Reddit is a mystery sometimes. It is. Some of the stuff I put on there that I'm most proud of, it bombs like crazy, and stuff I put up of like, look at, this is just a jaguar or whatever. They're like, oh my god, 1,000 upvotes and 3 awards. Planet Zoo is the because of Planet Zoo I got my first rewards through Reddit, like my first silver and gold and stuff like that. I was really surprised. As we come over here, then we have our lower viewing area for our jaguar, speaking of. So as we come into here, oops, little breezeway, and then yeah, we get a little bit of interior work here. This is all done by me here. As you can tell, I took some inspiration there from Mr. Wyatt Andrews and his interior as well. I want to kind of keep it consistent with the how the newer parts of the zoo looked there. So excuse me. Fire ant or golden crazy ants are what they probably are. Oh, cool. Oh, the golden crazy ants. I just saw a video about those things. There was a video from Kazakhstan. Is that a country or is that a YouTube channel? Anyways, one of those. And they're talking about the global ant wars and talking about the golden crazy ants and how they're kind of ridiculous. Streams are always fun. I love streams. Yeah, no, streams are fun. Streams are fun. I just got to find a nice balance between it because I can get burnt out on streams too. Maybe YouTube streaming just makes it feel different than Twitch streaming. But yeah, here's a little viewing area for our jaguar. That's in Asia? Okay, so what's the name of that YouTube channel? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Took me a while to, you meant, yeah, that's the one. That's the YouTube channel that I meant, not Kazakhstan. That's literally like, that's a country in Asia. But they sound similar. So as we come up here, you kind of start to get some views of our awesome build here by Eben. He did build in the zoo. I don't know why I couldn't remember if he built in the zoo, but he did do an awesome build for me. You get to look in the atrium there. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, as we come up to the top part of the basin here, really enjoyed doing this building here. Just kind of a traditional South America, like old school kind of house kind of thing. I don't even know like the proper architectural word for it would be, but no, I really like the white and reds and how it looks there. So there is that, and that's a quick service little restaurant too. So boop boop boop. This would have been, if the paths would have let me, this was going to be a gift shop, and I was all about it, thinking it would work, but because I have, and I might just delete the paths, but because there are actual paths down here below, I can't build paths above, and I don't want this building to be any taller because it's already a little bit taller than I'd like it to be. And yeah, the only way to do it would be to raise the paths up here on the second floor, like to the middle of the door. And again, I'm not going to do that. It's just, it doesn't look good. So we're just, unfortunately, I had to skip out on doing an interior for the gift shop. Or again, I can just delete the paths below and build an implied gift shop, which that sounds fun. But so we'll see. That's a German name. No wonder I can't pronounce it. Okay. Golden crazy ants can have colonies, and they have so many queens. A YouTube called Ants Canada had a colony that had 5 queens. Oh, I know Ants Canada. I used to watch their videos like a year or so ago. I haven't seen them. I bet the YouTube algorithm just kind of stopped recommending it to me, and I forgot about them. But yeah, I used to watch his videos all the time. Sebastian, hey, I'm kind of new to the channel, but I've literally been binge watching all the vids and streams on the zoo for what, like 3 days straight? You know, self-isolation things. Hey, welcome to my world as well, which is why I've been doing a lot more streams and videos. So hey, I appreciate you binge watching and putting up with my voice for the last 3 days straight, and welcome to the stream. Glad you were able to catch us there. So but as we move over here, big shout out to Woody, because this is a atrium that is on the aviary that is on the workshop there. If you type in aviary, it's like on the first page or second page or something. But yeah, Woody, who I don't think he plays the game anymore really, built this really awesome aviary there, and then I stuck in some of the blue macaws and stuff, I believe from ZZ there. So yeah, really like how that came out there. Big shout out to Haribo for this Charles Darwin plaque there. After Eben built our Charles Darwin Education Center, or aviary or something like that it's called, I can't remember. Haribo contacted me and said, hey, I have this awesome plaque that would fit perfectly in front of there. And yeah, sure enough, you know, since this is the Charles Darwin aviary or whatever it's called, you know, that fit perfectly there. So but yeah, let's go ahead and head into this building here. I did all of the exterior work for this, and then after I did it, I just ran out of inspiration for it. And I wanted this interior to look really nice, but didn't want to skimp. And whatever I was doing, I just remember I didn't like it. It wasn't like coming out really what I imagined. And again, I really like how I did some of the interior. I shouldn't say that. I did a lot of the infrastructure work here with like the beams and yeah, basically all this like girders and all that. I did like all of that in the outside. I loved how it came out. I think it came out really nice, but I just didn't want the interior, the rest of it, to be half-assed, and I was totally half-assing it. So yeah, contacted amazing builder Eben. I'm sure y'all know who that is, but if not, definitely check out his Thamachi series and all those things. I probably mispronounced it again. I always mispronounce that series. But yeah, he came in and did all of this interior here, and it looks fantastic. It looks freaking fantastic. And then yeah, speaking of, he did all of this in here as well there. So we actually, we do have some real animals in here. That's right. He was able to put some Galapagos tortoises in here. We have those, and I think we have some non-flightless birds as well. So here's our little tortoise area. Love the barrier right here. That's such a, you know, clever little idea there. And very zoo-like, right? You know, it's very IRL zoo-like there. So constructing a house for his ants, like an actual house that he can live in with his ants. What? That doesn't sound okay. Hey, William. Tamagotchi zoo. Yeah, he have little Tamagotchis in his pocket while he's building, and he feeds his Tamagotchis and stuff like that. So we have we have Galapagos tortoises, and then over here is an implied exhibit for Galapagos. Shoot, can't remember the name of it, but it's another Galapagos like bird with the name Galapagos in front of it. Is a Galapagos finch a thing? Or yeah, I can't remember what it is. Some sort of Galapagos bird there. You work in an aviary. This is really on point, isn't it though? Yeah, he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it there. So pet the tortoises. Yeah, you get to pet the tortoises there. So Lavro, hello, how are you? Welcome in. Oh my gosh, the game is stuttering. Okay, let's pause it real quick. So, but yeah, no, again, I've been a broken record saying this, but as soon as if we get like, you know, birds or anything that we can put inside here, I would love to, and I hope we get, even if it's like a particle effect. I was thinking this the other day. Like, what would you all think if Frontier came out and said, okay, we're gonna get you birds, but they're gonna be particle effect, basically. You know what I mean? So if you don't really know, let me show you real quick. So particle effects in games are special, okay, they're called special effects here, are these things. So what if they did it where you put one of these down, but it like made a animation for X, Y, and Z bird? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's like a really like a great idea. It might be a really bad idea, but I just like, you could do it like, oh, they do it for like butterflies and stuff, don't they? Like, don't they do it for like, yeah, dirt, falling dandelion seeds, smoke. I'm pretty sure there's one that has like, I want to find it now. Hold on, is it bee? Maybe it's in Planet Coaster that they do it, but anyways, I just thought, you know, maybe that could be an idea that they, yeah, bird cannon. Not for birds, but butterflies would work really, really well that way. Yeah, something like that. The way that they did fireflies, I think that's what they had in there. I think fireflies would work for it. But yeah, I know it's a complicated thing. I want birds so bad, and at this point, I'm almost willing to have them half-assed in the game. And here, what do we have in here? Otters. Oh, I can maybe change these out for real otters. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, we're gonna totally be able to replace ZZ's awesome implied otters with real otters, hopefully. That's fantastic. Let me catch up real quick. Bird can't, I love that. Especially depending on what type of bird. Yeah, I know, that's where it gets kind of complicated. Like when I picture it, I just picture like general bird, like red bird, blue bird, yellow bird. You know, not like specific, like a toucan or something like that. It would be like very general burb. But I would like to have a setting that allows you to, oops, T, there we go. I'd like to have a setting that allows you to set the range of them so you can keep them in your building. Right, yeah, like the range they do for like the speakers and stuff. Absolutely. Hey Drew, I said when this game came out that you know how in Planco entertainers walk around and make the guests happy. What if in Plan Zoo the staff walking around with certain animals to entertain guests? Yeah, I think that would be a great idea, and I think it'd be cool if you could get your zookeepers to go to certain spots during the day with animals and do little education talks, because you see that, I mean, every single zoo ever does that, I feel like, where there'll be a zookeeper standing out there with like, again, like a macaw or a toucan or, you know, like a sloth or something, right? And they're just sitting there just giving a talk about it, basically. So yeah, I think that'd be great. And especially going off your idea there, yeah, having a roaming, like education spreading staff member. Get out of here, Frank. No one invited you. So there, and then as we go out here, we have another implied exhibit, the last exhibit for the South American area. We have our capybaras. So yeah, so we just have a few capybaras kind of hanging out right there. Maybe in the next pack we will get them. I know the otters, I know. Old Shyla, did you see that they were kind of leaked there a little bit? There was 4 animals that were somewhat leaked in the last few days there. Esty and myself made a podcast on his channel covering all of that. Yeah, like a cardinal or something, right? Just like a generic bird. That doesn't happen much in UK zoos, walking around with animals. Oh, doesn't it really? Doesn't it really? I assumed. Look at me. Sorry, one second. My wife's having a little bit of a... Just one second. She's not having a great day at work, so just gotta make sure it's okay. Okay. So yeah, we have our capybaras here, and yeah, that does it for the South American area of the zoo. So before we go into this area, because that pops out into the North American area, we're gonna go a different way there. So we're gonna kind of backtrack all the way over here. In the largest frontier, Shantae has sent that to the team and said that they're going to continue to refer back to it. Oh, for Yeah, the letter. Yes, I updated that on the forums. Actually, I made an entire profile for the forums just for that fact, or for that matter, to give that a little update and everything. So I'm really hopeful that it was a really well thought out paper and everything. And I think, you know, even if they implement a quarter of the things that y'all wanted to get in there, it'll improve the game vastly. Absolutely. So, but yeah, as we're coming by here, obviously you can see this is where a lot of stuff needs to kind of be filled in. This is where the big bulk of the build kind of needs to be done there. And the plans here where the train station are, we're going to do a petting zoo or a children's zoo in here. And I might get Mr. Sheets to come do that for me, because I've been ragging on him to build me something in this zoo for about a year now. So we might get Mr. Mike Sheets to come in here and build us a children's zoo one day. So well, let's go ahead and enter into the North American Passage. This was the first giant area that I built in Planet Zoo for Thornton Hills Zoo here. And you kind of tell, as I'm looking back here, compared to like the builds that we just went through, kind of tell that this is some of the first things that I built. I got better. This feels very, to me at least, feels very plain, and I could definitely come back through here and improve on a few things there. That's funny. I want to come back through here and like improve some things. It just looks pretty okay. What were the 4 animals that leaked? Oh, they were the did someone already mention them? Yes, the giant otter, the gray seal, the king penguin, and the sun bear. You're putting the children in an enclosure. Well, we figured it was best for them, K-Tronica. They just kept running around and like smashing things in the gift shop and everything. So we gave parents a chance and they just blew it. So from now on, whenever you come into the zoo, you have to put your kids in, you have to put your kids inside the children's zoo so that they don't run amok anymore. So we tried. We here at Thornton Hills Zoo did everything we could to not do this option, but it seems that it's the only one that we can. However, I will say I will never change this view right here. I do remember this view. This is just, this is the stuff right here. Like, ba-dink, ba-kink. Do an even? What, destroy the whole zoo? Yeah. Oh no. Here, schools are just giant enclosures. That's funny. Another bear, I know, but the sun bear is adorable at least. But yeah, that's gonna put us up to like 5 bears, I think. And yeah, I agree. It's a very, very different type of bear, at least, in comparison to the ones that we have. I mean, they should give it like a lot of climbing abilities. I learned that from the stream yesterday from the builders that, yeah, it's very, it likes to climb a lot. And that little half moon sun design on it is so unique. And aren't they teeny tiny little things too? Aren't they like the size of like a friggin' like badger or something like that? Or I might have just seen like a picture or video of like a baby one. But over here we have our giant, well, it used to be even bigger, but still our giant gray wolves habitat here. Let's unpause it here, see if we can see any of them running amok, running a boot. Yeah, it used to be a lot bigger, and you can kind of see right here what took over. Hey, there's one of them right there. You can see our South America area where we were just at, and that actually took over a lot of our gray wolves habitat here. But don't fret, like, it's not like they aren't getting enough room. They have like 5 times the amount of room that they needed to before, and now they have like 3 times the amount. So they're still doing fantastic. So there's a lot of other great views that we'll take a look at for the gray wolves habitat as well. So over here we have our little boat ride that goes around the North American Passages area there. We have so many bears. I hear ya. I hear ya. I like 3 of those bears that are in the game. There you go. Oyster, is that the name? Is that how you say it? Discovered some days ago, and I must say it's a hidden gem. Keep it up. Hey, appreciate you. I always appreciate comments like that. Always do, always do. Welcome into the stream, buddy. I'm gonna head off for now. Enjoy the stream. Just Goron, thanks so much, buddy. Have a good one. Again, if you all are not subscribed to Just Goron or any of the other fantastic Planet Zoo creators here, you know, speaking of someone saying, you know, just found my channel, it's a hidden gem. There's so many smaller channels than even mine there that aren't getting recognition that definitely deserve it with some awesome builds. Just Goron is one of them there, so definitely click on them and you know, follow their channels there. So here's our underground viewing, the kind of cave view for our. Did you see that pop there? Look at it, look at it, look. Up, boop, up, boop, up, boop. Okay. Anyways, yeah, this is like their little cave. You get a little nice view there of it. This is another one I got to make a note. I should start making notes. This is another one I did not finish out the interior very obviously, huh? Dang. So yeah, note to self, gray wolf habitat interior as well. So that's 2 interiors I need to finish, the restaurant and the gray wolves. You know what? I'm actually gonna bring up a notepad because I know for a fact there's gonna be more. So gray wolf interior, restaurant interior. Oh wait, yeah, interior and spell. IR spell goods. I love some bears. They're adorable and actually tiny for a bears, and they look up a baby one. I can't even put into words how cute they are. Nice. If Frontier is finally waking up to the wishes of the community, then hopefully they will make some pieces for interiors and gift shop items. Oh, that'd be really nice. Like plushies and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Again, a big thing that would really help is if they just made stores or the gift shop and stuff that we already have and made them null. I just need like a null gift shop, basically. Or an invisible one, essentially, with just like where I can put where people, if I could just set a destination that this is a gift shop, and that's all I need to do. I don't need to place down a big square box. I don't need to place down a countertop, nothing. Just this building is a designated gift shop. I've explained this before, and I feel like, I don't know, that you could maybe do this, but like, let's say, yeah, you build this building out, and instead of putting down like a square box in there for guests to go into, you just click this, and then it'll be like a drop-down menu that says, what is this building? And you click it, and it drops down like restaurant, you know, staff building, gift shop. So then it's not like, again, you don't have to have like individual square boxes, it's just the building itself becomes that to the guests, if that makes any sense. Again, I'm not a developer at all, so I don't know if anything like that would work in a gameplay sense, but I thought that would be easier than having to plop down ginormous boxes everywhere. So as we go around here, we got one last look at our, gray wolves over there. If we take a right, which we will come back to that in just a minute, that is the, if you recognize that, that's the entrance to the South America area there. So that's where we were just a minute ago. So, but if we go around this way, we go into a prairie section of our North American section, North American passage rather. But yeah, this is supposed to be representative of the Great Plains of the US. Kind of wanted to do that with this area, kind of touch on the quote unquote like major landscapes and climates and stuff like that of all of North America. Remember, North America is not the United States. I know a lot of people, especially in America or the United States, like to confuse that. North America encompasses, you know, United States, Canada, Mexico, right? Mexico's part of it, pretty sure. So, but yeah, so just keep that in mind when we look at animals moving forward. So, I forget if the Brookfield Zoo has a sun bear or another type of bear in Big Cat Road. No, I think it's a sloth bear. Last time I was there 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure it was sloth bear. Yeah, almost positive there. So down here, this is just the other area where the boat gets off right there. So there's just a little restroom area as well, and like a staff room as to go along with it there. So not much down there except for that. But as we come over here, we go to what I'd like to think, except for the gray wolves, is probably the main attraction, which is this ginormous plains field with roaming bison. There they are, with bison and pronghorn roaming all around it there. Probably want to increase the amount of bison that we have in here, because I really want it to look like they're just like wandering all over. Oh, here they are. They're all in the water. Oh, excuse me. I wish it was like a brush, like City Skylines, like for staff areas without staff paths. Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of think it'd be cool to do a path system like that as well, where you have like a brush for your path instead of a node system like they have in game right now, but you just like brushed a path down. Yeah, instead of clicking and dragging like we do now, or, you know, clicking around like we do now. Ideas for future Planet games. Get rid of those effing box shop stalls. Yeah, I don't know why they gave us... Yeah, especially when they're so big. They're like almost 2 stories tall. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? So there's our bison and pronghorn. And then as we go to our right over here, still in the North American Passage, you get another just little views here. I don't know why I put glass in here. We could probably take glass out. Huh. And then down this way, we had... Oh, shoot. Who did this build? It was either Carlos or Wyatt, I believe. It might have been Wyatt. They'll comment below, they'll comment later and probably let me know. But yeah, here we had I built this polar bear habitat over here in this kind of more modern viewing and education facility over here. And then yeah, Wyatt came through. I'm almost positive it's Wyatt. I'm gonna feel so bad if it was someone else. And kind of spruced it up a little bit. They he added these a lot of these little modern art structures there at the end, and did a lot of little foliage work and redid the interior as well, if I'm not mistaken. To look at the entire polar bear habitat here. And yeah, here is the polar bear habitat. And this was, I had a version of it up, and then they came in and redid it to look more so like this, which I love, love, love. It looks way better than what I had. So you get those views, and you also get some little underground or underwater viewing as well. So there you go. Oh, a little hint there for when you're building. Especially like these man-made lakes and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to use the plaster piece and recolor it blue or whatever and sink it down to the bottom to make it look like there's a false bottom to the build there and everything there. So, but yeah, there is our little modern polar bear viewing facility. How would you make stairs? Wait, how would you make stairs and elevations then? You do that first, I guess. You would do that first and then paint over it. Just like you do in this game already. And then you have the how would you measure up, which I love these little little education signs, everything like that. Other little views of all the, oh, there he is. Let's say, where is our polar bear? He's taking a little nappy poo right over there. So we're gonna kind of go over here and give him a little scratch in the butt. Yeah, you go, buddy. But yeah, no, love, love, love how this turned out there. Attached to the polar bear habitat, we have right in between here, there's the little gap. We have the, there they are, the doll sheep. Oh, I love that view as you come around here. It looks like you're right up on top of them, basically, right? But yeah, that's a nice little trick there with the gap. Nice little elevation trick to make it look like that. He did not touch this. Yeah, so this is all me. This is all something I built there. So yeah, there's our two habitats kind of connected to each other, and that finishes out, yeah, the North American section. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. We have to backtrack. We have to backtrack. A long way, actually. Yeah, if only, like, Columbus was fish in the water for the bears to hunt. Oh, that's cool, yeah. With a ruler, Bert. There you go. Thanks, Ernie. Now hear me out, I'm not a zoologist, but I don't think there's, it's great to pet a sleeping polar bear. It's okay, it's sleeping. We just be very, very quiet, and we don't tell it, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So here we are over, oh, excuse me, here we are over at the exit of our South America, or entrance exit of the South America area. And yeah, this leads to the bear here, our big grizzly bear habitat, and this was done by Wyatt as well. Wyatt came through and did a Wyatt Andrews came through and did a big revamp on the North American Passage area, and I'll never forget this. This was like such a huge transition because I had like I literally had like a mountain right here with like a hole cut into it to go like look at the bears. It was totally like it didn't fit the style at all, and he came in and did this, and it's just like, oh yeah, okay, this is where it's at. This is the stuff right here. It's okay, polar bears eat penguins. Yeah, we'll put them right next to each other. Exactly. Just like a dog you don't know. Never pet a wild animal. Yeah, no, don't do that. Wild animals are wild for a reason. Dogs too, yeah. But yeah, you get this awesome view here. Oh, you know what? I may have accidentally raised this, but we need to lower this just a smidge so we can actually see. So here's a little tip when building. Always build for Tejidcam, right? Always build, well, not for Tejidcam, but like for a guest perspective, right? Don't build for the bird's eye view. Always come down if you can into guest view, because then you'll see like, oh, the guest's height is, I mean, you kind of see through, but probably want it to be more so like this. There you go. So yeah, always build for guest view, not for the bird view. There you go, though. We have our two, I think these are two sisters. yeah, two sisters in the zoo there. I never would have to imagine how many times I would have to say that some people are dumb. Oh yeah, don't touch wild animals. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine some of the questions you get. Well, to be fair, that fence, the fence was probably safer for the bears than people. Yeah, safety, sure. I mean, it's still safe like this though. You don't there's a fine line between safe and actually being able to look and see what you're being protected from. Usually you can get away with about lower chest height. That's what I learned from designing theme parks and do not die fencing and stuff. Like mid stomach on an adult, because then a child could still look over the railing as well. I think that's, if I remember right, that's what people were kind of alluding to. Don't build for the bird's eye view, exactly. Exactly. So then down here we also have some more views. I forgot, he did a great job with this. He did a really, really good job. Get some nice little underwater, almost underwater viewing areas here. So yeah, and also he redid the entire habitat itself as well. So yeah, big shout out to Wyatt Andrews. He's done a lot in this zoo. Definitely say that he's done a lot in this zoo. So as we go around this way, this little path snakes around. Go on the outside of the aviary and everything, and this eventually leads back to. If we go over here, oh yeah, this is all not done yet, is it? Another thing to add. Finish. What is this area? Anteater viewing area. Yeah, I didn't finish this. But yeah, it leads over to the reptile area and the original entrance to the South America area there. So that kind of rounds that whole thing out. So let's see here. Which way do we want to go? Do we want to backtrack to the other side of the zoo or go this way? You know, we'll go this way first because I did say at the beginning that I want to look at all the newer built stuff and then backtrack to the older stuff there. So this is going to be entering into the forests of Africa, and all the exhibits moving this side of the river are all part of a giant overarching African habitat. Overall, so it's split up in between the forests of Africa, the savannas of Africa, which I'm working on right now whenever I feel like playing, and then it goes into the jungles of Africa. So those are the three things there. So yeah, show them what happened to Harambe. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You get some really stupid questions from adults. I don't count kids' questions because they don't know. They're just curious. Kids are wonderment. Adults, yeah, I know. I hear you. What kind of animals do you care for, Icy? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I also work at a zoo. Oh, do you? You both zookeepers? That's awesome. And then Icy, you're moving to the Indiana Zoo as well, aren't you? Favorite bird species? Favorite bird species? Oh, African gray parrots. We used to own an African gray when I was growing up, and that thing was amazing. We actually had to get rid of it after having it for like 4 years because... I didn't want him to because I thought we could have maybe trained him to stop doing this, but he started to repeat the microwave noise at like 3 o'clock in the morning for like 2 hours straight. You would hear in there, doot, 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 like the microwave was done, but he would just do it like continuously for like a few hours straight. We were just like, oh my god, dude, this is the worst. And it's funny because he didn't do it at first, so it's like, I don't know if like he got stressed or something or what, but yeah, he just started mimicking the microwave all the time, and then we kind of had to get rid of it. So that was sad. I love that thing. It was really cool. So smart. Those things are so smart, which is, I guess, kind of the detriment. But this area is was redone by Carlos G 72 there, and he just did such a fantastic job. I did like the base of the area, like I did like my first draft basically of this whole area, and then I let him just kind of go loose on it, and he did what Carlos does, and yeah. So as we go over here, we have a little African education center here. Again, I built the exterior of it, and he filled it in with this museum feel to it there. Your manager at guest services, nice. He told the Vicar to fuck off. Swear birds are the best. Our African gray said damn. He said damn. Has a swearing problem with African grays? I bet they do, especially in the UK. I'm not surprised. The one that the Columbus say hello and do catcalling whistles when people walk up to them, that's fantastic. It was so sad because they live also, like those birds, African greys, they live for like 80 years or something. Like they live a long time, especially in captivity, obviously. Yeah, it was it was like, oh man. Guest services are always great to talk at zoos. They should move them to an area next to where they sell alcohol as an upcharge attraction. Get your fucking alcohol, yeah. That would sell a lot of alcohol. That's awesome. So then he also added in this amazing little dockside restaurant as well. Because there we go. Because I told him I realized that we only had like one restaurant in the entire place, so he built this. I believe it's implied, which is fine. Yeah, it is. It's an implied little. Like how we fell through the floor because there's no actual, there's no path over here because it's all an implied building and everything. Yeah, you guys thought implied exhibits were awesome. What about just implied buildings overall? But yeah, he did a fantastic job here. I wanted you to see the interior here as much as I can without falling through the. Damn it. But yeah, as you can tell from down here, he did a really good job with the interior there. So good job there. And then yeah, as we go over here into the forest floor, you can go down to the lower part or the upper part. We'll go down to the lower and go into our bonobo viewing area. And again, this is all done by Carlos G here. So all credit goes to him for all of that there. Oh yeah, I love this idea. These are the Indian carpets that are recolorable. He made them look like little like shoe, like, you know, I don't know. Those little details are just what makes a build kind of thing. So yeah, as we come in here, there's all the names of all of our bonobos. You can kind of see them hanging out. There you go, and our awesome interior here for them. African greys live to 80 or 90 in captivity, but they also like to cause trouble. That's what I mean. They're too smart for their own good. Don't they escape a lot? Or like maybe not escape, but yeah, no, I think that's what what we read, that they like to escape a lot of times because they can figure it out basically, because again, they're just so dang smart. This would be a crocodile of some sort, I believe, in this little habitat here. So another implied exhibit there, but so yeah, fantastic work here. Here we go, and then down here we have our gharial habitat. So really like how this came out. I don't know if, are they in here? Did they? I feel like I never see the gharials in here. They might have like left somehow. I noticed that every once in a while, that I just like animals won't be in their habitats anymore and they're not escaped. They're just like gone. I was like, oh, okay. I know I put something in there and it's just like not there anymore. But here's the outside of the bonobo habitat here. So there we go. I paid good money to drink and hang out with a swear bird. I have had to recapture several African greys. It's not fun. Oh my gosh. That's kind of interesting though, that the even in zoos they kind of escape and stuff. You'd have liked our swear pair. He knew when he was using bad words and they would say them quietly under his breath. That's funny. There is that. Let's see here. Over here we have this little bridge that crosses over our gharial habitat. We might be able to see them better from up here. No, they're not in here anymore. That's so weird. That's so random and weird. But then back across here you get this really cool view, and I love how open it is. These are chimpanzees. They should be, and they might be all inside taking a nappy poo. I used to have, when I first built this, there was a giant cage, or like chain link fence, basically, kind of coming straight down through here and like going back up, and it looked kind of cool. But then Carlos took it out, or made it null, and made it really open like this. And I love how it looks now, because it looks like, you know, you can almost just like walk up into the chimpanzee habitat there with it. So love that. Before we go further, we got to go up top real quick. Go. But yeah, up top we have some Yalas. There they are. Would you get off of him? Look at, he's drowning himself, and to add insult to injury, you're standing on top of him. Like, just let him drown himself in peace. Gee, or herself in peace. Good Lord. Gosh, so there's our Yala habitat. Another awesome little view here of the chimps. Oh, there they are. They're just hanging out up top. So that's why you couldn't see them down below. But it's always really cool whenever they're climbing on this structure, or even the structure up here. It's really, really cool to see them from that bridge perspective here. From this perspective right here, to see them going about. So, whoa. Over this way, as we move forward, we have the Wyatt Andrews Research Center. And again, the interior of all this is going to be all Carlos G. The exterior stuff is all me there. Carlos G. also built these awesome little aviaries here, full of implied exhibits. Let's say an African gray lives in here, right? Since we're talking about the African grays, let's say an African gray lives in there as well. So but let's go over here to, oh yeah, I forgot I put in the warthogs too. These are warthogs right now, but this would be a rotating habitat. I see this in zoos a lot where they'll have a habitat that's not really like, oh, this is specifically for grizzly bears, or this is specifically for, you know, X, Y, and Z. This is just your typical, like, probably won't be here much longer habitat, but yeah, just square paddock habitat where they can kind of do rotational animals kind of thing. But I don't think a lot of zoos are doing them for on stage stuff anymore. I think it's mainly a backstage thing now. So again, this is kind of representative of the old zoo here, because again, I don't think you see, yeah, like Icy Blue just said, I despise rotating habitats. They're annoying. Yeah, I don't think a lot of zoos are really doing them much anymore, but you know, it's still part of zoo landscape and everything there. So there's that. And then over this way, we're starting to get into some brand new stuff over that way, the savannas of Africa. But first we gotta look at the interior here, because this interior is just like, which is Latin for bonkers. But yeah, just, yeah, he built this. This is a game called Planet Zoo. You don't have to change the channel to see if it's actually Planet Zoo. This is Planet Zoo. This is just one of those builds where you look at it and you're just like, but just how? Like, dude. And this isn't even like, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is like amazing, but this isn't even the most amazing part of it to me. Just wait until we get to the backstage area, because that's when it really becomes, wait, is this like Blender or like, or, you know, like a gaming design program? But yeah, get these really cool views here of our chimpanzees from up top. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and head down. Take the elevator. Let's call the elevator. Ding! Oh, I thought it would fall down. So take the elevator down, or the stairs down. Then we get a little peek behind. Over this way, we're going to get a little peek behind the scenes here. And this is just crazy. All right, so as you come down, you get a little guest viewing area in here. And just, yeah, I love how this is where it's split, where you can see the backstage and the onstage kind of thing for the chimps here. So here's their little onstage hanging out area. You can see the little cubbies where they would go in, and that actually corresponds, like, oops, I'm gonna pause the game, it just keeps freezing up. That actually corresponds to this backstage here that, you know, they get the chimps into their holding cells, basically to do what they need to do. But yeah, no, just this whole backstage area and everything about it is just like, I mean, yeah, we have Icy Blue and who is Shyla, who work in zoos. So I mean, they're in these backstage areas all the time. So, you know, I'm sure this might look familiar, hopefully. You have the little computer screens, your computers, and just, yeah. Hey, Micah. Then yeah, over this way we have another one of Carlos G's specialties, which are making these bones here, these skeletons, these fully recreated skeletons there. So yeah, no, just when he sent this over and I was going through it, I was just like, what in the hell? This is just bonkers. Like bonkers good right now. So yeah, there is the dedicated building of Wyatt Andrews Research Center for our chimps there, built by Carlos G 72 there. So let's go ahead over this way. We're gonna skip the savannas of Africa at the oh wait, we're not gonna skip this though. We're gonna skip the savanna of Africa though, because that's what we're currently building. We'll kind of take a quick look at it when we kind of boop out of the of Tejidcam, but that's not done yet, obviously, since we're kind of working on it right now. But we will go into Dino Trail. I just want to catch up with chat real quick. Keepers hate them, especially though because they're hard to for us to keep track of them. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because they're always switching out. That's a good point. You made the zookeepers an exhibit. Yeah, right. This would be where the where they throw poo at the vet, right? Yeah, right. Whenever they're like, okay, like they're doing target, lift your hand up here. Oh, thanks for that. Very familiar. See, that's how you know it's good. If a zookeeper says it looks very familiar, then you know they did something right. A very curious species, those zookeepers. I know, especially if you rename them, or if their name is what's that cheat code? I never did it, but the dancing zookeeper. Yeah, especially if they're dancing around like they do. Like they do. But here's our little dinosaur trail. So the idea here is that again, I don't know how common this is in like UK or European or Asian zoos or anything, but in the US, oftentimes around Halloween time, or sometimes it's a year-long upcharge attraction, they'll have these dinosaur trails of like just really terrible looking plaster, you know, like kind of falling apart in some cases. The coloring is all fading away and stuff like that, but yeah, they have these little dinosaur trails that you can do an upcharge attraction. Sometimes there'll be an animal with it as well, but usually it's just these old school, yeah, janky, I love them so much little offshoot attractions there. In here we have a condor, and yeah, really liked building this aviary there. And another big shout out to ZZ for the condor there. Twerk keeper. Oh no. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Domez. Domez broke the content creator. Jeez. Chester occasionally had animatronic ones over the summer. Yeah, Brookfield Zoo does too every once in a while, and they're like so like not oiled, and the gears are like sticking and stuff, and like half of them are like they're supposed to be animatronics, but they're totally not working right. So yeah, I love these little cheesy, hokey kind of offshoot attractions. Not even just in zoos, but like if we ever do like a road trip, like I'm always the one to be like, hey, the world's biggest ball of yarn is only an hour drive out of the way. Are we going or not? Because we have to. They're usually not upcharges here. They're always upcharges here, and they're never worth it. Dinosaurs alive. Yeah, that's what they call ours too. Yep. Condors are fun. So here's that little representation of, you know, they're kind of some of these animatronics or statues have seen, you know, better days here and there, kind of falling apart again, kind of just fading away. But then I wanted to have like a new section to it. So the zoo, like every year, you know how zoos and theme parks and this other ones are like new for 2020. So the zoo this year, they could do new for 2020, the all new, you know, what are these things called? Crustaceans or whatever the technical term is for them. The new whatever wall inside of our Dinosaurs Alive exhibit, you know, only on exhibit at the zoo for a limited time. So get out here and see the all new thing. And then you get out there and like, oh, that's it. Okay. So there you go. But let's go ahead and move on over, sister, to the jungles of Africa. I want to enter into the actual entranceway to it though. I would like to do that. So let's jet on over to the actual entrance to it there. The US and Asia has the most species of dinosaurs, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, that is true, right? That's a good point. That's a good point. The dino animatronics at Brookfield are so bad, but I love them. Yeah, no, that's what I was totally referring to, because the few times that we've done it, and like the last time I did it was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, so I can't even imagine what they're like right now. But yeah, it's just a hokey little thing there. There's a dinosaur tracks roadside attraction every 50 miles in the US Southwest. I don't think you're wrong, Domez. I don't think you're wrong. Especially in the Southwest. Yeah. Well, and again, that's a good point by Primal. That's a good point by Primal that the US has, I don't know the stat, but they does the US have like the most like dinosaurs in its like, or North America, like have like the most. I feel like the US is always like the ones talking about dinosaur bones and stuff the most, especially in like, yeah, the Badlands and the Southwest United States and all that fun stuff. So oops, I gotta change the music. There we go. So, but yeah, as we add into this area here, this is the African jungle. So remember, we just came from the forests of Africa, and now we're going into the jungles of Africa here. Oh, shout out to Wyatt, by the way, Wyatt Andrews, for the revamped sign. I didn't have a sign here, and he did this awesome Jungles of Africa sign there. So they're still bad, don't worry, okay? I'm just glad that Indiana doesn't have them. Yeah, right, you don't even have to think about it, right? So, but yeah, here's the jungles of Africa. So again, the idea here is that, again, Thornton Hills Zoo is located in the Midwest United States. So the winter times here, a lot of the plants that you see, they have to be a certain kind, or else they'll die, basically. So if you see like a jungle type tree, like this here, the giant fig, which is very obviously a jungle tree, the idea there is that it's probably like quote unquote fake, built for the zoo kind of thing. I don't know how often you really see this in zoos, to be fair, like building fake trees. You see it in theme parks a lot, but that's kind of the idea there, that kind of had to, you'll see like some jungle-ish type plants, but you'll still see like pine trees and other native plants to the area that we're in. It's like, just because we're in the jungles themed section doesn't mean that you can have all jungle plants, right? You still have to, at least when I build, take in consideration for the climate and all that fun stuff. So like these ferns here, at first glance, you might be like, well, those ferns aren't going to survive the winter. We do, in Illinois, we have ferns like that. The Midwest used to be a jungle, like way back in the day before the ice caps melted and all that, right? But yeah, Illinois area used to be a jungle, so you still get some ferns that grow like this and can withstand the winter time and stuff. So, you had a random idea to get a sticker from a car that says "Powered by recycled dinosaurs." Absolutely, that's a great idea. Is that a sticker already? Because if not, like TM that shit real quick. But in here we have Pygmy Hippos, and I kind of want to redo this habitat a little bit because you can never see them. Like if you're lucky, you can see them maybe from like this side. There they are. There's one at least. There's two of them in here, but they're always hanging out in this backside over here for the most part, so it's really hard to see them. So I might want to just level out this hill right here a little bit so you can see them better there. Area in Columbus as a ride, and I love it even though it's not accurate at all. They have dinosaurs spit water like venom in Jurassic Park. Sure. I can't wait to get a computer and Play Planet Zoo because I watch a ton of zoo shows where they show the behind the scenes. I have so many ideas. Oh my gosh, I hear you. There was a lot of people that didn't have, I got comments like that for Planet Coaster all the time where they're like, I can't wait to get Planet Coaster. I've been watching videos for 2 or 3 years on it and I still haven't played it. I'm just like, oh buddy, gotta get it. Remodeled after real plants and trees. Yeah, exactly. Unless you're in a greenhouse or aviary. Yep. The Midwest used to be an ocean? Did it? I thought that it was that an ice cap went over top of it. Oh, and then like when it melted, like it was like oceanic kind of for a little bit. Oh, okay. Student Smith, can I call you Student Smith? How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Appreciate you commenting and hanging out with us, and thanks for the kind words about the zoo. I appreciate that. So this is still part of the jungles of Africa, but it's like the quote-unquote main attraction of the part of the habitat here, which is Guerilla Trail. So you can kind of deduce what we'll see in here, but there's other animals as well. Come on, game. There we go. So over here we have a aviary. Insert African jungle bird in there. Or it doesn't even have to be a bird. It can be a small mammal as well. So insert that there, whatever y'all think sounds good. That's why it's so flat. And you can find seashells. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. That's cool. The dinosaur times that the area was a shallow sea, then it formed into a glacier, then melted into modern day Midwest. Yeah, yep. So that's why they can find a lot of stuff around here, right? Because it slid down from like the north through Canada and just like brought all this stuff with it, right? Like a lot of minerals and bones and just different animals and stuff as it was like sliding through. So that's why you can see a lot of fossils and stuff. Interesting. Look at that. I learned something from a zoo. Are okapis in game? Yeah, we have okapis in game. Yep, we do. Over here, some more aviaries or small mammal habitats. Again, I'm totally down for whatever y'all think is a good animal to go in these small exhibits. I'm totally with you, because they're implied, right? So we can kind of do whatever we want there. But here is the first big look over our Guerilla Trail, or our Guerilla Habitat here. And yeah, there you go. There's our little Guerilla Habitat. So there's that. And as we move in here, oh, I already know. I have to add in a note to complete. Finish lemur habitat interior. I know for a fact that this is not done. But yeah, here's a interior for our lemurs as well. They just kind of seem like they, I don't know, maybe fit over here on the inside. So, oh, they're boxed up. Oh well, they'll get over it. They've probably been boxed up for a few hundred years now. What's a few extra hundred? So I can't remember what I took inspiration from this for sure, because I made this second part over here where they can climb over the top, and I really wanted that. I really wanted it so when guests were walking, they could see the lemurs walking above them like that, and then going into this like second little area. I might redo that just because oftentimes they get stuck over here and the zookeepers can't come over and like do anything with them. But also, I still kind of like the idea, but I don't know, we'll see, because again, I need to finish this area out for sure. Just the very minimal basis of it is kind of ready. And then this would be a, I love this little thing too, this little box here where the lemurs can crawl on it and get really cool little views here of it there. So, the tiny human habitat, yeah. So maybe some toucans, parrots, or maybe hornbills. That would work. That would fit in perfectly, wouldn't it? Absolutely. You ever seen an lemur? I love them because of how ugly they look. They look like a gremlin if they were real. Oh no! Excuse you, sir. No barking. We don't bark. Hey, Ocean Phoenix, how are you doing? You switched them from the small mammal building to Guerilla Trail. Yeah. Yeah, this is all within the Guerilla Trail. So you think of that like when you go to zoos, a lot of times there'll be like an area of it like designated to like a main attraction animal, like the gorilla. Like that's a, you know, top class animal that people would like want to go see kind of thing. And then like within the area, you kind of have like your supporting species, I guess you'd say, to kind of educate and entertain on the way to seeing the main species, if that makes sense. So here's another topside view of the Guerilla Trail here, giving you just little views of it there. But yeah, we have to get down, so we have to go in here, and through here we have fruit bats as well. So I forgot about this exhibit. Oh, I forgot. This actually turned out really well, if I do say so myself there. Doggo is in the room. Yes. A doggo is in the room. But yeah, here's our fruit bat habitat. And this is one of the first implied exhibits I ever built. I do remember that for sure. This one of the first times, because I thought it fit in really well to put some fruit bats over here. So in the back there, you can see these little pockets, and that's where they would, I think that's how they get them between on stage and backstage if they need to. Like, they can kind of crawl through these, or they're just little cubbies for them or something like that. But yeah, I don't think I have any actual like hanging ones in here. I'm gonna have to look and see if anyone's built some bats. Maybe we can get them to like hang upside down in there. So, but yeah, our little cave structure here with our bats. Boof! Bust a hole in the wall to get out. And then that brings you down to the lower basin here, where you can get some really good views of our gorilla habitat. Oh, don't mind the gap. Don't mind the gap. Harambe 2.0 about to happen, but what if I just were to take this and... Yep. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, here's a nice little view there of our whole habitat. Uh-oh. Just little fixes here and there. And then coming around this way, we go and see the backstage area for them as well. So here's their little interior that they can hang out in whenever it rains or anything like that. And this is really cool too. I saw this in some zoos. So you can get really, really close to the gorillas, and they'll sometimes come on right up here and just kind of hang out right against the window. So I could just imagine being a guest and being like right up against the window next to a gorilla like that. Heck yeah. Fruit bats better than fruit flies. Oh yeah, fuck fruit flies. Those things are so annoying. I wish they had birds too, Student Smith. I do too. It's Shark Bandit indeed. Falls, yeah, you know, it's okay. It's okay, we fixed it. So there is Guerilla Trail, and that leads you out into, yeah, basically kind of right where it started. That's the entrance to Guerilla Trail right there. So there you go. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, and then back over this way, we have another restaurant or little eating area, resting area there. So there's that. Get these nice little up top views. How do you get up there? Oh yeah, over here. Why am I asking y'all how you get up there? I built it. I should know how to get up there probably. But yeah, you get these nice little upper deck views if you want to. Don't do an upper decker, but it's an upper deck view. So you got that there, which I would totally come right here, sit down, and I would spend like an hour up here just hanging out. I love just kind of people watching and chilling. So come down this way. Oh, something else to note, I haven't really noted it much, but whenever I'm building, I always like to build for, like, try to do as much ADA compliance as I can. So if you did notice, like, this area has stairs coming up it, but originally on the other side, we had ramps, right? So I always try and think of that, you know? I always want every guest in the zoo to be able to experience, you know, have the same experience as much as possible. So, you know, for those of you that like to do quote unquote realistic-ish builds, that's what I call my style, realistic-ish. Definitely always think of ADA and how, you know, not everyone has the same capabilities as the other person, so. If you make a Southeast Asia area, you should make a Sumatran rhino habitat. That's my favorite animal. Oh, nice. Nice, Nolan. Call you Trip. I will call you Trip. But I like Student Smith. That sounded like some Matrix-y kind of stuff. But I'll call you Trip. An upper decker, huh? Is that a Penn Island joke? It should be. I'll give you that one for free. Yeah, let me build a ride called the Upper Decker because it can be like a tilt coaster. Oh, what if you did that? Wait, we don't have tilt coasters in Planco, do we? Shoot, that would have been great. Anyways, so this is another little trail here. No name really, just kind of another just, you know, aviary trail. Oh no, you know what this has? I forgot. It says one of my favorite builds in it. It has aviaries and it leads over to the mandrills as well. But in between there, you get into this aquarium build. And this is my first time doing aquarium build in Planet Zoo. I think it was Remnant. I think it was, yeah. I think it was Remnant who posted from Balboa Zoo an aquarium that he did. It might have not been him. Shoot. Anyways, everyone should go watch Remnant anyways. But yeah, and that just like set me on a fury of wanting to build aquarium builds and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this is one of my first aquarium builds there. Yeah, I love how this turned out. And honestly, like the thing that really just set it over the edge, and it probably would have been like, in my opinion, like an okay build if I just didn't like add in these things. Like these, like adding in the lights on the ground and stuff with just using these, that's all I did was use the smaller hanging lights or whatever. That like really set the mood there for the most part. And again, Pinterest, if y'all are not looking at Pinterest, you're just doing yourself a disservice at that point. Pinterest like has everything that you need to find this kind of stuff. So yeah, really like how that came out. I forgot about that build. This is fun doing a tour. I get to look at stuff I forgot. Whoops. Oh, that works. Yeah, then you leave out here. Please do it. In this exhibit, you should have some vultures. Yeah. Oh, and that aviary out there. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, tilt coasters would have been good, dude. Icy Blue, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Always appreciate your insights into the zoo world. And yeah, we'll see you next time, alrighty? I love it. When can I genuinely help out with all this useless animal knowledge that I have from being a child? Right, yeah, exactly. Big predatory fish or small schooling fish? Big predatory fish. I figured like piranha? I think piranha may work in. I don't know if zoos have piranhas oftentimes in those kind of enclosures, but yeah, I was thinking bigger predatory fish. So this is my first custom built aviary. Remember that? Yeah, and this is on the workshop if y'all want it. Yeah, this is, yeah, I built this. So, but yeah, another little aviary here. Again, you awesome zoo nerds there, insert whatever African jungle bird you think would fit in nicely there. A pacu. I want to look this up real quick. Ew. Oh. Those things have some teeth on them. Holy smokes. Here's a little education area. We were talking about this earlier with like zookeepers and stuff, having little points of educational talks. I figured this would be one of those points right there, where zookeeper or whomever, guest service could come over and give little educational talks about the animals in the area. So, and then the kind of main attraction for this trail here is the mandrill habitat here. So we kind of zoomed by it earlier, probably didn't really get a good look at it, but yeah, if you remember, right on the other side of this wall and this little bridge structure over here is the Dinosaur Trail there. So that's where we were earlier. But yeah, over right next to it there is, yeah, the mandrill habitat here. So there you go, there's that. And then that goes ahead, and that's going to end that area, not the tour. We're actually not done yet. How long have we been live for? I don't even know. Oh, I can look at, fuck. Oh, 1 hour and 40 minutes. I said at the beginning, too, that I wanted to go quicker because I knew that this could be like a 2 or 3 hour thing if I didn't go quick, and we're already approaching 2 hours. I don't have a time limit or anything. I just knew it could approach 2 hours. So, but yeah, let's zoom all the way across the zoo to the stuff that was built damn well near first, basically, for everything. I mean, first as in like, my first stuff in Planet Zoo, the first stuff for this zoo overall. Yeah, no, we're gonna go to some roots. Oh no, we're not. I just said that and I totally forgot about the Australian section. So we got to go through the Australia section first, which is obviously not very new since that was the recent DLC, but everything beyond that, I promise, is some of the first things that I ever built in Planet Zoo. So we'll see a stark difference, I believe, in quality, if I had to guess there. But yeah, no, this was a really fun build. This is a build I did for exclusively for the Australia DLC. Frontier was awesome enough to lend me a key. They gave me a key early for it, about a week early, so I was able to kind of build this out and have this ready to go on launch day to show off all the what I think is some of the best pieces that we've gotten, except for in South America pack maybe, and the game so far. The Australia pack has some of the most useful items in it, especially the metal rods and the metal bars and everything that are recolorable. Those are just perfect. So, but yeah, so this whole area is very much so, as you can see, themed up to the Australia outback and everything there. So, pacus are vegetarian cousins of piranhas. They're kind of terrifying. They're vegetarians? Why do they need those teeth? Australia! You should have a goat petting zoo in this area. Oh, are goats like common with the in Australia outback and stuff? Or not, it doesn't have to be the outback, but that's not a bad idea. I like that. Primal, have a good one, buddy. Have a good one, alrighty? We'll see you next time. Always good to see you. Here we have the first attraction, which had to be the kangaroos, right? I mean, we had to have roos right off the bat. So I just love how they chill. They're just like, sup, I'm a roo. Yup. And that's my nose. I don't know, but it just fits. I hear you. Sometimes there doesn't need to be a rhyme or reason, right? It just fits. It just does. There we go. And then over this way. Oh, I like these little shade covers too. I think they were really, yeah, they're just two of the Australia canopies put together, and I thought they looked really nice kind of put together. So there's that. Up over here we have the Dingo H.O. Baby habitat there. So there's our dingoes. Shouldn't even try to do an Australian accent. That's as bad as my British accent there, but nice big dingo habitat there. There's our doggos. Now I know it's controversial not to call them doggos or dogs because they're not dogs. Oh, get it, yeah, oh, get it, Spike. But yeah, I remember when I was doing research on dingo habitats, the first thing that came up was like this kind of controversy a bit of domesticating dingoes basically, and turning them into dogs, and it's not great for the dingo population. So it's a very big characteristic to not domesticate them by calling them dogs, but to still call them dingoes, so they keep their wild nature about them. I like call them doggos anyways. I know, it just kind of sounds good when you call them doggos. Like, what's up, dingo doggos? Oh, here we have a koala that's on the ground. Koala, not in the tree, on the ground. So this habitat here, I do need to redo this. I need to actually make a note. Let's make a note real quick, because I need to put this interior. Oh, you know what though? We were just talking about it yesterday. They don't go in interiors, do they? It was koalas that have been passing away a lot, and they found out it's because they were keeping koalas on the interiors of zoos only when they weren't in Australia. And they were passing away a lot. I think they found out they need to keep them outside, like during the summer and stuff like that, and then during the winter time they can bring them inside. Australian floof balls, yeah. Do you actually feed them babies though? Alaska Lane Bennis. But so yeah, no, I gotta kind of think about that. We might just make an indoor viewing area for our koalas as well, instead of getting rid of this outside habitat. Because yeah, I remember learning that yesterday from some of the Zooton Tower build team that, yeah. So as we come around here, this is kind of the a secondary plaza for this area, but it kind of shows the architectural switch from the outback kind of to the city a little bit. When I looked up a lot of Australian architecture, I don't think that it's very traditional actually, but a lot of bright roofs, kind of brighter colors and stuff like that. Really just like the kind of the vibes I got from it. So yeah, just kind of built this little area with a little gift shop, little gosh, excuse me, I'm so stuffed up. Little restaurant and stuff like that. What kind of PC do you have that can handle all this? A good one. Yeah, I upgraded my PC recently for Planet Zoo. So yeah, I have, was it like 32 gigs of memory? No, 24. Something like that. My graphics card is the 1080 Ti. My CPU is, I don't remember. I haven't had to think about that for a while, to be honest with you. I haven't like messed with oh, I almost forgot. I haven't like messed with the computer stuff for a long time, because I bought it and haven't thought about it for over a year. Over here, we have a bit of a this was now we're getting into stuff. Oh no, fuck me, I keep forgetting. There's another animal I forgot about. Jesus. Over here we have cassowaries. I forgot about them. And the unique thing about this is that I learned that cassowaries can't really live together, or they'll destroy each other, kind of like betta fish. So yeah, we kind of split. There's two cassowaries, one here and one on the other side, male and female. But we split them up. Because yeah, I had it as one big habitat, and someone noted that yeah, they don't like each other. So yeah, meanie heads is a good way to put it. Yeah, they're dinosaurs basically, and they don't like when other dinosaurs that look like them come around. They will rip each other to shreds. So yeah, that was an interesting educational moment there. But so yeah, but as we why did it hide you say? Because you said the word kill. YouTube. It's okay if people say the word kill. You don't need to hold their message for. Okay, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's the Australian section there. That threw me for a loop. So this over here, this is now what I've been kind of talking about the whole time. This is the older part of the zoo. This is the stuff that I very first built. This actually, where we're at right now, this used to be the entrance to the zoo, if you can believe it or not. This was the entrance plaza to the zoo overall. So yeah, no, there's been some radical changes to Thornton Hills Zoo. Again, because the parking lot should be right behind us here. Parking lot should be right behind us. Yep, it is. So yeah, the entrance to the zoo used to be right through here, and there was, you can look at this in the first few episodes. I think it's up to episode like 4 or 5, and then I redid it all. But yeah, that's and this is right here is where it picks up. off of the old entrance, basically. But before we go over there, show off some historical stuff in the zoo here. So this is abandoned on purpose because as you go back here, and it's boarded off on purpose as well, because the zoo doesn't like people to remember this part of its history, but it's still part of the zoo's overall history. This leads back to a bear pit. And again, very, very controversial. I don't agree. Obviously, I don't agree with them at all. That's a terrible practice. I'm glad we don't do this anymore. But again, since this zoo has been around since probably late 1800s, early 1900s, they probably would have had a bear pit back in the day. So my idea here is that for now it's blocked off, but I might open it up to be an education area. Kind of like the zoo owning up to like, yeah, like this is how things used to be, and we can learn from it. I mean, the best way to, you know, best way to not repeat history is to learn it, and actually know it. So yeah, I again, I know it's very controversial, but it's to ignore it is not doing it service to see how far we've come in zoos, I think. So I got a little bit of pushback from putting that in the first few episodes, but whatever. Just not to be a dick, but whatever. I just thought it was a little thing there. Yeah, animal cruelty. Yeah, they could teach about, you know, again, just how far zoos have come in, like, you know, the last 100 years or whatever there. So this is really fun to look at all these builds. Again, just kind of really see how far my building has evolved. This doesn't have an interior, although it technically has an interior, just to get guests to kind of come back here. I don't even know what's in here. We can see real quick, not that it really matters. Green iguana, another iguana. But yeah, as we're coming back through here, we have oh yeah, Hoofstock Row. So this is taken from I wish Icy was still here because they would recognize this immediately. This is taken from the Brookfield Zoo. The Houston Zoo has this as well, but it's called a Hoofstock Row, where they have a lot of their hoofstock animals basically on here. And this is a very representative of a old zoo. Very much old zoo. You wouldn't really see this built for new zoos, really, especially in the US. I can't speak for other parts of the world, but it's just a row of square habitats with very minimal theming or anything like that. So, you know, we have them, we have I forgot we have llamas. We have the llamas and stuff. I think I'll copy her down here too. You're so mean to those imaginary animals and their feel. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, buddy. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, really? Like, you know that these aren't real. But anyways, but yeah, so this is Hoofstock Row, just a collection of several, I think it's 4 or 5 different habitats that just have a bunch of different hoofstock type animals, or they might not even need to be hoofstock type animals, because we have our okapi back here. Or no, are these tapir? Oh, that's a tapir. You know what? We can switch that animal out, actually, because we already have the tapir in the South America section. So we can put something else back there. So, and then this last Hoofstock Row habitat looks a little bit run down because it hasn't been used in years for whatever reason. It's probably a rotational habitat that just hasn't been used, because as the zoo kind of evolves and grows and gets more up-to-date habitats, they kind of wouldn't need to use these out-of-date ones as much. Is kind of my rationale behind it there. But yeah, so this is just still representative of kind of the, I think, like 70s, 80s, 90s kind of exhibits and how they would build them. And yeah, the zoo just hasn't gotten over here yet to kind of update them quite yet. But we did miss on the other side here. What did we miss? There it is, the Australia House, which this is also ripped off from the Brookfield Zoo. But yeah, we have the Creepy Things building. And yeah, this is back when I was still in Planet Coaster mindset, because I don't believe I did an interior here as well. Nope, sure didn't. Yep, nowadays I would totally do an interior. I might come back and do it, but I don't know. This part of the zoo I haven't touched in about a year. So what do you think the new DLC for the game is? I have a lot of thoughts on that. And actually, if you want, look up S. Dan Wolf and his channel, because him and I just did about a 2-hour podcast talking about the new animals and stuff like that possibly coming to the game, and all the leaks that we saw with the king penguin, the giant otter, and seals and stuff like that. So yeah, we had like a 2-hour podcast talking about just that topic. But overall, I hope it's a harbor pack. I hope we get like a marine or aquatic animal pack with harbor themed pieces. So I think that'd be sick. And then here we have some more historical buildings that have been converted into just now like yeah, restaurants and gift shops, multi-purpose excuse me, buildings there. But yeah, really old historical building. You kind of see the same style. I try to keep that same old school style going throughout the entire zoo. So compared to like the education center that we first saw, the college campus, you know, these buildings over here, I wanted them to all feel like they were built within the same time period-ish. So that's why they kind of all look this, similar there. So yeah, I think the harbor pack would be amazing. So then the next building here is going to be the small animals. It used to be small mammals, but then it got changed to small animals because I realized all the animals in here weren't mammals. So, oh, this is actually the last thing too. I just realized this is the last thing we're going to look at before we boop out of Tejikam. This is the last little bit of tour. So let's go ahead and enter into these small animals. Shout out to Carlos G for, oh wait, what did he build for this? The Lemur Habitat. Okay, when we get to the Lemur Habitat in here, then we'll shout out Mr. Carlos G. Let me turn off the lights. I didn't do lighting in here, really. Oh, I mean, kinda, but not really. Huh. Why didn't I do lighting? Well, another note. Interior lighting. Small animal house. All right, we'll turn the lights back on. I thought I'd put interior lights in here. And this was one of my first interiors I did in this game. Because I started to realize, oh, these are really important to do. So here's our Erdverks. Ooh, potential aquatic pack. We're thinking, yeah, Ocean. It was leaked in a video a few days ago from Frontier. We saw kingpin penguins. Is it kingpin penguins? Anyways, gray seals, sun bear, and giant river otter in the files, and those animals are not obviously not in the game yet. So it's looking like we might get those animals in the future there. So, but yeah, this is really fun to kind of look back at the interior here. And let's see, there should be a gharial through here. Yep, there he is, swimming. There we go. Little desert, little section here with some small desert animals and stuff. So, it's that. I like this little interior. Again, can totally see like how my building evolved for sure, but it's still fun to come back and look at the interior here. Then over here, this is what I was talking about earlier with Carlos G, also helping out. He went ahead, and this is the first time that Carlos and I worked together. He redid all this. I had a lemur habitat in here, and it looked okay. But he commented on the video or sent me a message and was like, hey, I have a really, really cool idea how to finish this out and make it look really, really cool. Can I, take it? And I was like, absolutely, because it didn't look great when I did it. So, but yeah, and he basically gave me this back, and it was just like, what the heck? That's ridiculous in the best way possible. Like, he even made like little sleeping boxes for him. And just, yeah, all that kind of stuff there. So yeah, big shout out to Carlos G there for this build there. So tell you what though, we're gonna go ahead and boop out of Tejikam, because that is, like I said, that is the last thing. Here we go. In the zoo that I didn't show off. So let's look at the whole thing. That's what we walked around in. Took us 2 hours. What do you think? Man, that just kind of shows that, like, you don't necessarily have to fill out the whole zoo, right? Or the whole map. The map sizes are ginormous. Not that you can't or shouldn't fill out the maps, because I mean, if you have the amount of animals or whatever to do so, you definitely can. But I mean, like, I'm not going to fill out the whole map. We're going to about right here, and that's it. There's no need to go anymore. We're not doing there's no Asian section for the zoo. We'll have Asian animals, but that's about it. So yeah, what's left over is basically this middle part here, which again, I think this is going to be like a children's zoo section, maybe cut in half. I don't know if we can do the whole thing at children's zoo. Over here, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to go here. Here, no idea. Here's our backstage starting to get built up slowly but surely, shipping, receiving. Over here we have some landscape area starting to get built up. Just could be your main backstage there. Let's see what else. Oh, and then the Savannah of Africa, which is what we're building currently. This is the Savannah of Africa, which is currently under construction. That's why we didn't take a look at it. And these are the most recent videos. If you want to take a detailed look at this area, the two most recent uploads are both of this area there, especially the last one. So there is that there. So woo, 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 woo. There you go. There's Thornton Hills Zoo. Well, awesome video. Keep up the amazing work. Can't wait to see where this zoo goes. Yep. No, again, in the future here, we're going to go ahead and cap it off right here. For the most part, we're going to cap it all off. We've done enough work at Thornton Hills Zoo. It's time to wrap this zoo up, wrap this project up for the most part. It'll probably take another year. Knowing me, it'll probably take another year. Hopefully not, though. Like a few months is the plan, depending on inspiration, what kind of DLCs we get. But yeah, I want to wrap Thornton Hills Zoo up and get moving on to the next project. I've only done one project basically in all of Planet Zoo's 1 year history, and I want to get working on that new project. So please make an Asian area. No, not in this zoo. That was the plan from the start. I planned out the areas that we were going to do, but we'll do an Asian area for sure in this new zoo that I've been planning out, which there's also a live stream of the me planning out the new zoo. So if you haven't seen that, it's one of the recent live streams there. So if you have troubles kind of starting a zoo and want some ideas, you can definitely go back and watch that podcast, that stream there. I kind of go over kind of how I start a new project. And yeah, that one's gonna be really, really fun because I haven't put a cap on myself. Like this zoo, I've given myself a budget to build with. So I can't just go extravagant. That's why a lot of the buildings are just very kind of generic and not much, you know, as far as lavish goes to them. And that new zoo is going to have really, really nice weather. Again, I kind of capped myself with Thornton Hills Zoo purposefully because I like giving myself challenges to build through. But yeah, the climate, the weather here as well. So this new zoo is going to be set in somewhere where it's nice all year round. And you don't have to worry about budget either. We're just going to go ham. We're gonna go balls to the wall basically with that one and just have a dang good time building that zoo. But I do want to get Thornton Hills Zoo much more closer to being done, or at least have a path of being done overall there. So it better be a Planco project. You know, Domez, you might see a Planco project come up in the future there. And you can thank Idro and Silent Member and a few other of the TMTK and modders for that there. So perfect. So hey, what did we get? How did we do? 2 hours exactly. Look at that. I called it. I freaking called it. That would take about 2 hours. So, but hey, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up there, folks. I might be live later because again, I'm not working again now. Yay. That's actually for the best. So yeah, I'm kind of, you know, having some time off, having some free time. So if I'm kind of feeling up to it later, I might come in and do a little building. Might play a different game. I don't know. It's just kind of a whirlwind right now. So yeah, big tease there. Yeah, and Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So everyone stay safe this Thanksgiving as much as you can. Avoid large groups, wear your freaking masks. Can we get over this pandemic already? Stop arguing with scientists and doctors about it. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Thanksgiving, how long do you think the life of Planet Zoo will be? Oh, I don't know. It could be 10 years. It could be 5 years. It depends what it is. But so, hey, thanks so much, everyone. I appreciate y'all as always. And yeah, have a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.